Hello there, running ears. It's Manny once again. Sorry it took so long. I've been out for about 2 weeks. I went to Disney and had a great time. By the way, if you get a chance to get on Cosmic Rewind, do it. It's awesome. So it was great to be able to do that. Came back. There wasn't much news, so I decided to wait because I actually thought on National Running Day, which was June 1st, they were going to announce the princess, what the theming was, what the medals were, the pricing, so forth and so on. And it didn't happen until yesterday. So before we get into that, please, guys, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys for the ones who have subscribed. Thank you guys for the ones who keep commenting on there. Yes, I'm a little bit under the weather, so I'm not going through puberty again. But I'm battling a little bit of a cough. But I'm fine. I actually took a COVID test and I'm fine. Thank goodness. But again, subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Please share this. Please keep commenting down below because now, probably the next few weeks, I'm going to be doing some videos. But without further ado, let's get right to the news. So first off, I thought that June 1st was when they were going to say something about the princess, what the theming was going to be, what the medals were going to look like, the pricing and so forth. But that didn't come out till yesterday. So why don't we take a look? So the theming was released on the Run Disney blog, and again, it's anniversary run. So if we scroll down, as we get to the 5K, and it is Princess Jasmine is going to be the theme. If we keep scrolling down, for the 10K, it's going to be Belle, and we do see some extra characters there, which is awesome. And let's get to the half marathon, which is Moana. This is actually really, really cool. And once we get to the challenge, the fairy tale challenge is actually Cinderella, which makes perfect sense. So usually, guys, the medals are very, very close to the theming. So the medals are probably going to be almost exactly the same. But people have been putting stuff on social media, and right now the court of public opinion is that it's not the greatest, and I do kind of see that. Now, I always say this, let's give Disney the benefit of the doubt because they have come up with some good concepts. So the medals should be coming out shortly. I would imagine before sign up for Club Run Disney, and the Legacy Runners is next week. So right before that, I think we're going to see the medals. But besides that, I don't know what you guys thought. Let's take a look at the pricing. So the pricing was also revealed, and as we scroll down, we can take a look, and it basically is along the same lines as the last couple of years with the taxes added. So the pricing didn't seem to go up. That's my opinion. Now, if you noticed, they now give you the total including the taxes. So before it would say for example, the fairy tale challenge, I believe last year was $350 or $360, something like that. So it says, if you notice, the price was a lot more this time, but that includes all the taxes. So when you're signing up, and those prices, those taxes get added on there. So they're already there. When I talked to them, they said they're trying to be more transparent. I appreciate that because I know that what I'm going to be paying, the total, and so that's a cool thing. So now in other news, I actually have I think it's a great idea on how... what happens is, there's a sign up for these Run Disney events, and nowadays they sell out in anywhere between half an hour to an hour. Maybe a couple of the unpopular ones take a little bit longer, but on the most part, they sell out pretty quickly. Then I keep seeing people saying they cannot make it for whatever reasons. They're overwhelmed. They can't train for it. Something happened in their life, and so they just can't go. And so really there is no recourse right now. So I decided to do something about it. So bear with me, guys, and please follow me. Let me know what you guys think, because I did put something like this on social media. And like the title says, I did get attacked. Somebody attacked me, not physically, but basically questioning who I was and so forth and so on. And I'll get to that later. But let's bear with me. So now let's take a look at something maybe that we can do, something that we can present to Run Disney. So guys, I don't know if you know this, but almost every professional sports team has a ticket reseller. So for example, if I have season tickets, let me just show you, because if you have season tickets to the Spurs, look at what you can do. You can actually go onto the site, and there's a ticket exchange program to get rid of your tickets. So that's a good way of actually making sure that that ticket keeps its value. So somebody goes to the game, somebody who couldn't have gone, or because for whatever reason now has a second way of doing this. So I kept thinking maybe Run Disney might want to do something like this. So I kept thinking there has to be rules, so you can't just do this. So now bear with me. So whenever I did run, I was in charge of some runs. Usually about 2 or 3% of the runners who signed up did not show. They just wouldn't show. Now that is local runs, and so that means they just drive right down the street and they run. So for whatever reason, 2 or 3% didn't show up. So if you look at travel, it might be up to about 5% for Disney. So I calculated out, and this is very conservative, that maybe there's about 20 to 25,000 runners. So let's pick 20,000 runners. So if you have 20,000 runners and 5% of those runners do not show up, that's roughly what, about 1,000 runners that don't show up. So those are wasted bibs that maybe they might show up to pick them up, but then they're not going to run. So these are bibs that can be used. So I thought of, wait, maybe there is ways of transferring them. So Disney is all about money, right? So let's make it in terms of money. So let's say I decide I cannot run the marathon. So I signed up for the marathon and I can't run it. So I thought of guidelines that Disney can put together. So maybe give it about a month. So normally there's about 8 months from when you sign up to when the run is. So I say give it about a month. So 7 months out, people have the choice, and up until about a month, maybe even 2, they have the choice to resell their bibs. Now they will lose their registration fees, so they'll get everything back except for the registration fees. So if the run is $200 and they charge you $250, you'll only get $200 back. The $50 stays with Disney. Now, let's say we have that 2-month window. So people that want to back out can back out in that 2-month window. So then for the next couple of months, then they can resell them, or maybe even have a date where they can resell them. I think that it has to be maybe about 4 months before the run. That's where the deadline has to be for people that are turning in bibs, and then they're reselling them. And Disney can have a page. Now here goes the kicker. Disney, if you're listening to me, you can make some money, and more than one way. You're already keeping the fees that you charge that one runner. Now, in order for me to transfer, so like let's say the run is $200. Let's say it's even gone up a tier, so it's $220. You still are going to charge those processing fees and so forth. So that's an extra $40, $50. So Disney, you're making a little bit more money right there, and you're basically getting double the processing fees. Is that fair? Probably not. But is it worth it for those people that couldn't get in initially and are trying to get in afterward? Yes, I think it's a viable solution. And Disney, again, wanting to make some money. Now, Disney, listen to me now. If you want to make even more money, remember, those are 1,000 people that probably are not going to show up, or they're going to show up and pick up their bib and then they're going to take off. So they may not stay. If you have 1,000 runners who are now going to run, now you have more chances of people staying on property. So you're going to make money, people staying on property. Guess what? They're going to eat there. They're going to come shop there. They're going to want to go to the parks. So you have access to making more money. If these runners stay home, so I'm from Texas, if I decided to stay home, you make no extra money off of me besides of what I lose for the run, the $200, and that's it. But if I resell that bib, or you help me resell that bib, then you make the processing fee, or the fees that I paid. You get the fees that the next runner has to pay, and then you get that person that's going to show up. And again, there's 4 or more plus ways that you can spend more money when it comes to like the hotel, food, buying merchandise, and of course going to the parks. So Disney, really think about this. I think it would be something that would be great. It would help a lot of runners who didn't initially get in, might have a second chance to get in, and I think that's a great thing to do. But you know what, guys? I'm going to leave it to you guys. What do you guys think about that idea? Do you guys have anything to add? Are you totally against it? Are you for it? Let me know in the comments down below. So now I posted something like this on social media. and I got attacked. Somebody actually put on there, and I'm not going to get into it. I actually like to keep negatives out, and I always think to myself, if we can take a negative and make it into a positive, that'd be great. So I thought this would be a great way of explaining what I do here and what my motives are. Because somebody actually called me something that I didn't even know this word existed. I didn't understand what this word was until a few months ago. I got hired for a job, and I had told them that I do video blogging, and then they said, so you're an influencer. I had no idea what an influencer was. I didn't understand what the term meant. I just said I'm somebody who loves doing this, and I want to share it with people out there so I can help them through my experiences, through what I know, what is fact, what is not fact, what you can try, what is maybe not try, that kind of stuff. So this person basically, I'm going to turn it into a positive. Basically asked me, do I believe I'm an influencer? I'm going to say no, because I don't 100% understand what that word means. I'm going to tell you what I think I do. What I think I do is I love running, and I love running Disney. What this started as, I started videotaping stuff for my friends who couldn't show up, some friends and family. Next thing I know is people started asking more and more questions. I started doing more. Then I started filming more of the runs. I used to just film the mile markers, and that was basically it. And I would actually just take a picture. Now I film almost everything. So then through the years of experience, and I know a lot of people sit there going like, well, I've run this many runs, I've run this many runs. I don't 100% know. I think I calculated out to be over 30 that I've run, but I'm about to reach 700 miles that I have run at Disney World and Disneyland put together. So I have experience doing both of them, and I have experience going coast to coast. So, and of course Disneyland is not going right now, so that's not there. So, but I just thought to myself, there's so many questions being asked, so many people with so many different opinions. Some of the opinions were negative, and so I just thought to myself, this is a channel that I can make to help people with good ideas, positive ideas, so they can train well, register for these runs, have fun when they're there, understand what to do, because I remember my first run, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know where to go. I kept going back to the same places and stuff. Now I basically know everything very, very easily. I can get to point A to point B pretty easily, but it took a while. So my point is, and especially when I videotape, I'm trying to help you guys out. That is what I want to do. That is my purpose. That's what I want to do. So again, I don't know, and I guess some people would call that an influencer. I call myself just somebody who wants to help. And so to answer that person, and if you're out there, please comment down below. I like to keep everything positive, so if somebody posts something negative, I actually don't answer it. Or even better, if you see me at the expo, you see me before a run, you see me after a run, please come up and talk to me. You're more than welcome to. I'm very approachable. You want to come and talk to me and say, hey, I don't agree with what you said here. How about we, think about this and stuff. I will be more than happy to listen to you guys. So that is basically it. So next week I am going to do a video again on tips on registering again. So just in case it's not fresh in your mind, I'm going to try to help you guys out again. The following week we have registration, and I'll be out of town again. But I will try to make videos because we do have Springtime Surprise coming up. And so the registration for that, I should say. And then shortly after that, the training is going to really go into effect for Wine and Dine, and I'm really looking forward to it, especially since it was announced that Boyz II Men is going to be there. So I'm going to be there and maybe do a meet and greet for Boyz II Men. That I think would be really cool. So that would be something that we're going to look into in the future. So with that said, guys, that's it. I don't want to take up much more of your time, guys. As always, I want you just to create a magical day, and I'll see you sooner than later.